Hi, my name is Monta, and maybe you know me from Instagram, where I go with nickname Awesome. Maybe you know some of my podcasts, some life designer, some travel stories. And this is a raw share just here on YouTube, or actually probably also on the podcast. I want to talk about journaling, and it's actually going to be the first raw share of what I write in my journals, and it's also going to include what I sometimes try to write in journals. And yes, my shirt says, "Bitch, please, I write unicorns," because that's the feel of today. It's mid-May 2020. I got distracted by outer world becoming alive again last week by the quarantine, but now I'm fully back into my journaling. Just started a new journal. So what do? You take a paper and pen, and then you force yourself into writing. Not force. You like it. So 1605. Oh my gosh, this is so scary. I was born again. How blindly I was teaching others to expand, and had set my own intentions just to barely make it out alive. I had forgotten my wings and the imagination. Then I woke up and I felt I was feeling warm. I felt the urge to get out of the bed and go and do. In a couple of minutes, I was on my bike, and my mind started asking, why do I feel like this today? And why yesterday I was down? Is it? And I stopped it there. Why wonder if you can just enjoy being here and now, full with energy and willingness. I also felt all the thoughts that distract me from really doing this thing, journaling, creating, meditating, like maybe a coffee. You haven't had one in a week. You deserve it. What time are you gonna eat? Should I make something special for dinner? Am I gonna be cold, tired? Do I know what I want to say in the video? And so on and on. And there are so many, and some super simple to carry away, like the coffee or tea. It's easy to imagine and go for it, and it would on the spot take me away from being here and now, writing in this flow zone. Why do I write? A couple of reasons. To write out old that I don't need anymore, and free space in my mind. To see where it goes, how thoughts change and flow. Or to create, to imagine, fly, and also to plan. Today I want to create and imagine, and I'm already 2 pages in, still being afraid to do it, because I was so shattered when I saw how I don't dream the best case scenarios for myself. Okay, let's begin. It's today, it's now. I just found the house I'd love to create to be a home. I never knew much about my grandma, but it turns out she was born near Ural Mountains and only arrived in Latvia when she was 16, and she lived in one of the houses that I've always admired, and with a thought, if I have $1 million, I'll renovate it and make it beautiful space to live, create, maybe even very open to public so they can enjoy the beauty and history too. This morning I found that house is the one where my grandma used to live. And it was here, it was there, I suddenly got single direction, wanting, an aim, an urge. I absolutely love it. Imagine, well, wait, the gratitude. I also thought how amazing and fortunate I am to be here. Imagine she had to make here to this place so my dad can be born here. Then I could come into this world here. If she had stayed near the mountains, I would never be even here writing these words. I was going to write, I'm trying, but my brother reminded me that such words are for losers. Well, for those that don't fully accept their own power. So I'm writing, I'm imagining. Welcome to my new home, the beautifully renovated house where my grandma Elsa spent her first years in Latvia. This is my favorite part of the house, the patio overlooking the valley, and I love how close I am to nature and to the town. I love that I can share the first floor with my tribe and creatives to be with each other and create better future for us, for everyone, for this planet. I love how I can also be in my beautiful Zen zone upstairs and recharging to remember my essence and being. And I start feeling lighter with more options, possibilities, and brighter future from now and now. My ideal plan, my ideal and perfect case scenario. Oof, okay. This is I write about money because it's something that bothers me, that I haven't worked fully with, on, at, whatever word you want to use for it, but it's something that I work, so I write. Money is flowing to me like and as easy as the connections I make each and every day with people. It's flowing to me as easy as it is for me to ask the questions and hear the conversations on my podcast. It's flowing to me in multiple ways from multiple sources on continuous basis. Each podcast that I record brings $100. I get $100 for recording a podcast. I get $100 for being the host and bringing in amazing people and light and sharing their inspiration and stories. So here I'm experimenting with a couple of methods. If you're familiar with Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, I think that was him that always says, or someone else, money is flowing to me in multiple ways from multiple sources on a continuous basis. And then he says to be specific with the number that you use for when you want something. And I'm just experimenting how it sounds like when I read it to myself. Can I actually believe it? Because it's very, very like, it's been challenging and I'm learning. See, even there, I made a good point how to say it out loud. Then I'm writing, by the end of summer, I have had my first 10 paid podcasts. I get $100 per podcast. And then I have a plan, because the next thing is to, like, you have a number, exact number, how much you want, then you need a plan. I can do ads in podcasts. I have to reach out, maybe Patreon, maybe YouTube ads. Every time I record a podcast, I receive $100. I'm so grateful and thankful for $100 after each podcast I record, publish, and give it to everyone. My Facebook group has grown to 100 people that each contribute $20 per month, and in return I provide one video of info, one meditation, and one group call per week, which I have already started doing. And it's just like I see myself, I want to see myself, put myself into vibration, that I'm actually growing with it, that I'm doing it on a larger scale. My private clients are paying, I had a weird number, $68 for 30 minutes. It's something that I came up with at one point, and it's my number. I have 5 to 10 per month. In return, I give them all my presence, knowledge, and desire to improve their lives. Oh, okay, so here's the other key, what Napoleon Hill teaches, is that you say the number of money you want, then you say the time, in which time frame you want it, and what you give in return as well. So I'm also writing that down. I have merchandise with fun t-shirts and apparel like awesome, or like my time is my me time is for your safety. And then I just write notes, plan, design, print, costs, etc. And then I had ideas about affirmation meditations for very busy people on the go. So actually for those who can't be sitting or they don't find themselves the best way when they sit, they can do these affirmation videos just on their headphones, or feel my body meditation, but just like you could be walking and doing this, because that came up yesterday in one of the conversations that I had with the girl with my friend who was on a podcast, and then we also are in the group together, or get in touch with my emotions. And then I'm asking myself, or like I'm bringing myself the road, as I go with, how can I add to your life? So whenever I reach out to someone, or wherever I am with someone on a daily basis, how can I add to your life? That's my question when I come together with someone. Then I just have like some notes of like how I can do some of the things for the podcast and for the merchandise that came into my mind. And then for myself, that was later, because my journal is, a lot of the times it's open on my desk. So I write things down as I go, or as I do things, and then I ask myself what puts me in higher vibration. So it's for those who are not like too much into energy vibration, but like what put you in flow zone, what puts you in a place where you really feel that you can create, you can be, you can, like, it's amazing space to be, and make sure that I'm there and treat it as my only job. Because what I felt recently, or as last week, that I felt a little bit distracted and kind of like out of like not really myself. So just putting myself back there and being that is like that's what I have, that's what I get to do. You see, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm talking and learning, and then I say plan back or get into the flow, and I've written down alone time with me only, or me only activities. Like some activities sometimes I realize that I really like doing by myself. I like going for my morning run or walk just by myself. It's a time where I feel most gratitude and most power and most myself. So I should keep it for myself. And yeah, and then I just had some notes from the calls, which is not those are notes that I want to make meditations on, because I listen to people what they are struggling with, and then just wanting to make those meditations. So if you're curious, encouraged, or you want to start or bring journaling to next level, reach out, talk to me, send me a message. I'll be super happy to help, or to support, or just like be part of your journey, because it's beautiful what journals can actually give us. It can, yeah, I'll talk about that in another video. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. If you listened so far, leave an emoji, leave some one word that you took from this video, because that would mean to me like, oh, okay, you listened. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Ciao.